Welcome to Study Wealth. Mitchell here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at financial goals. What are financial goals? How can we set financial goals and actually increase our chances of achieving them? Finally, we're going to be looking at the top 3 financial goals that we should be setting today. That's right, on Study Wealth, there's no excuses because the best time to start is now. The great secret of goals and visions is not the future they describe, but the change in present they engender. Bit of a drop the mic quote moment there, but please stay tuned for valuable content on setting your financial goals and mapping together our journey to success on Study Wealth. As per Wikipedia, a goal is an idea of the future or a desired result that a person or a group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. A financial goal is therefore a future or desired result on how you will spend or save your money. It's in regards to your finances. Now, goal setting, despite the benefits it has, seems to have some negative connotations towards it. Firstly, and this is really just a lack of belief, we are the product of our surroundings, and if the people around us don't set goals or have ambition and want to achieve, then naturally we won't either. Secondly, fear. Fear of failure, fear of trying and failing and looking stupid. It's easier to not do and then not fail than to do and fail, and that mindset is where it can let people down in setting their financial goals. Finally, and this is prevalent in the millennial generation, and it's impatience. We're brought up on being able to type a question on Google and getting the answer immediately. And sometimes with things like financial goals, that is not always the case. It's a bit of a roller coaster, it's a bit of a journey, and it's something that you need to appreciate. We can easily see what the benefits of financial goal setting are if we look at a Harvard study and we just take the percentages of 3%, 13% and 84%. In the Harvard study, 3% of the group of individuals had goals, financial goals, and had written their financial goals down. 13% said they had goals, but they hadn't written them down. 84% said they didn't have any goals, and they therefore didn't have anything to write down. Looking at the results of the study 10 years later, the 13% that had goals in their mind, but actually hadn't written any down, did achieve double the amount of earnings when compared to the 84%, but the 3% earned 10 times more than the 13 and the 84% combined. So that really easily highlights the benefits of financial goal setting. It influences and guides your decision-making behavior. It establishes good financial money habits, and it focuses your mind on trying to achieve something. Now, before we go into the top 3 financial goals that we're going to set together on this channel today, because the best time to start is now, I want to look at how we actually set a financial goal in the most efficient way, and secondly, how we can increase our chances of actually achieving that goal. Now, to do that, it requires me to get my flip chart. So in the meantime, can you please click the like button if you're getting value from this video? Probably aware of this concept already, but I just want to briefly touch on, we're looking at how to set goals. That's what we want to do. We want to look at how we're going to set it. We've seen already what a goal is. We've understood why people aren't necessarily setting them, but how do we actually do it? Follow SMART. Now, SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time focused. And what I'm really happy with here is how neat my handwriting is. But in all seriousness, I just wanted to break down each one individually. Specific. Another great word for it, tangible. The more specific it is, the more it allows you to focus and then establish good habits in order to achieve it. Measurable. Do you actually know once you've achieved it? Is there something there that says, yes, okay, I've now got to that point? Achievable. Challenging, but can you actually get there in the time that you have set? Realistic. Like I mentioned earlier, setting financial goals, there is going to be a roller coaster. Yes, it will be difficult, it's never going to be a straight line to achieving it. There's going to be bumps along the way, but is it realistic? And the final one is time focused. Now this is going to creep up a little bit later on as well, but are your financial goals time focused? Do you know when you are going to be achieving it? So I think the best way to demonstrate SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time focused, is to do two examples. One is, I want to save more money. When I change it to, I want to save £1,000 within 3 months. Immediately there, you've got SMART. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and finally, it's time focused. You've got everything you need in order to create an effective, efficient goal. Okay, so you've worked out with SMART how to set a financial goal. But what can you do to actually increase your chances of achieving it? Now, when I was looking at setting my financial goals, I wanted to then make sure that I was doing the right thing, the most efficient thing, to be able to achieve it effectively when I wanted to. A lot of reading around this topic because I'm always about being efficient and trying to do things in the most efficient way. So increasing your chances of achieving your financial goals, I've looked at three main things. Now I think my community of people on here will be interested in podcasts, especially our generation. Millennials love a podcast, whether they are doing exercising, they might be in the shower. We love to listen to a podcast. Now Tony Robbins has done a very good goal setting. This isn't relevant for financial goals, but goal setting, which I will link in the description below, so you can have a little bit further insight into setting your goals. Now, I've personally taken away three things in order to increase my chances of achieving my financial goals. Pull motivation. This is key. It's really easy for me to, in this video, try and tell you what goals to set. If it doesn't pull you and it doesn't motivate you, you are not, and I repeat, you will not achieve it. Secondly, the 5 whys. Now, when I first put this into practice, I actually found it really difficult. It wasn't easy to do, but I did get value from it. Now, the 5 whys is, let's say for example, with our financial goal, I want to save £1,000 in 3 months. Okay, why? So that I have a foundation of an emergency fund in case something like coronavirus was to happen again. Why? Because I wouldn't have to be as concerned about job security. So you can see here the whys coming through, and you get down to a core reason, and it's just every time validating that yes, you do want to do it. Why? Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to do it? By the time you get to 5, it does get quite annoying, but that's the purpose of it. You're really seeing if it is pulling you towards doing it. Now, as you know, I work in the finance industry and we love a 3-letter acronym. So why not put one in this video? MAP, a massive action plan. You're probably thinking, what does this mean? And I really enjoy this concept. In my last video, which I'll link here, I mentioned the 80-20 rule. 20% of effort can lead to 80% of the results. And this is why you complete a massive action plan. So a massive action plan is where you write down everything that you possibly need to do in order to achieve the financial goal that you have set yourself make sure you're using SMART. So you set yourself a goal using SMART, you then write down a massive action plan and put rituals in place in order to help you achieve them. Once you've written down your financial goal, you do something whilst in that same state of mind, You do an action in terms of that goal. So you do something straight. I want to save £1,000 in 3 months. So you go straight away and put £100 in a savings account. You open a savings account. So it's about doing something immediately, but then also having a long list. So let's say you've got 10 things on a massive action plan in what you need to do in order to achieve your financial goal. Now, if you were to do 2 of those things consistently for the time and incrementally, making sure that you're making progress each time, then you are 80% in theory likely to achieve the result of that goal. 20/80. So it's really key that you complete a massive action plan to increase your chances of actually achieving your financial goal. In summary, so far we've looked at what financial goals are, why people don't but should be setting their financial goals, how to set financial goals using SMART, and finally, how to increase your chances of actually achieving your goals. Now, I've said SMART, and let's go with why pull map. Why pull map is a really good thing to remember because you're setting the foundations with SMART, but increasing your chances is why pull map. So what are the top 3 financial goals that we need to be setting today? That's right, as mentioned earlier, there are no excuses on Study Wealth, and the best time to start is now. So either pause this video or I'll give you 5 seconds to get yourself a pen and paper, and if you're too millennial, then go paperless with an iPad and Apple Pencil. There are other tablet providers out there, and get ready to write down 3 types of financial goals that we need to be setting today. Unsure why I keep doing that, but we'll go with it. So 3 types of financial goals that we need to set today. I just want to make it very clear. Everything that I've highlighted so far, the SMART and the why pull map, I am not going to set your goals for you. They need to be unique to you. They need to motivate you. They need to pull you in so that you actually want to achieve them. We're going to look at 3 types of goals that you need to write on that paper or iPad or other tablet so that you can actually build a foundation and set a goal. Number 1, write down short term. We're going to write an example. Control of finances in 3 months. Now, this is often less than 1 year, short-term goal. Okay, short-term goal, less than 1 year. Now, I've used an example of getting control of my finances within 3 months. Now, that's understanding what I'm spending in each of my budget pools. And would you believe it, it's just such a coincidence that my previous video actually has the opportunity on it for you to get a budgeting spreadsheet. So if you have written control of finances in 3 months down, you're in that state of mind, go and comment on my last video as soon as you've watched this, and you will have a budgeting spreadsheet from Study Wealth that I have produced that lets you get your budget pools in place and control your finances. Other good examples would be of a short-term goal would be to build an emergency fund, or the £1,000 for example. So it's a short-term goal, it's less than a year. That's type 1. You've guessed it. Type 2, medium term. Now, a medium-term goal is, I would always put, it's obviously greater than a year, but less, I'd say less than 10 years. I don't need to write that down. So it's greater than 1 year, less than 10. So we'll put here, greater than 1, less than 10 years. So that, a good example, again, we'll put an example, is to get your savings rate to 25%. So you want to get to financial independence. We're on a journey to success together on Study Wealth. One of your medium-term goals may be to increase your savings rate to 25%. Another potential medium-term goal would be to monetize a hobby or to start trying to get a secondary income stream. There are a few examples. I would also recommend writing those down and seeing which ones start pulling you in. It may be in a medium-term goal to create an investment portfolio and start to use the increased savings rate more effectively. So these are some good medium-term goals. Write these down and see which ones begin to pull you in, and then create a massive action plan for the ones that you want to set today. Number 3, I really hope you can see this. This is a long-term goal. And all I'm going to put here is e.g. FILF or charity. So it may be that you want to achieve financial independence, lifestyle freedom. As you're aware, this is a concept of my own Study Wealth idea of FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early. But it may be a long-term goal of yours that you want to achieve financial independence. It may be a long-term goal of yours that you want to give an amount to charity or do some philanthropy or build a legacy for your family. So these are some of the longer term goals, and you can really start to see the difference between a short term, a medium term and a long term goal. So these are the top 3 financial goals that you should be setting today. You guessed it, a short term, medium term and a long term goal. I am not going to tell you what goals you should be achieving before a certain age. That is not what I'm here for. You need to create your own individual goals that pull you in, that motivate you in wanting to achieve them. Thank you for listening to this video on financial goals. I really hope you've got value from it, and you now go away and you set your financial goals for the short, medium and long term. Remember, be part of that 3% and be writing those goals down. I can't thank you enough for your continued support on this channel so far. As you are aware, it is a completely new channel and I'm learning new things every day. If you could please, firstly, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Secondly, go and get that budgeting spreadsheet from my previous video by commenting on my previous video. This not only can let you and help you achieve your first financial goal with controlling your finances, but it also is something I've put a lot of effort in, and I really feel like it can be useful for you to manage your finances. Finally, please press the like button. I've done this a lot today, but please press that like button. It does really good for the algorithm. Apparently, who knows, haven't seen it yet, but it does well for the algorithm and it will allow me to get more views on these videos. Finally, I know you want to write your goals down, which you should do. Notes on your phone is good. Write it down on a piece of paper, fold it away and put it somewhere where you can look at it regularly. But finally, please comment one of your goals on this video. Write it down, hold yourself accountable for it, and look back at it on this channel when we've all achieved them together on Study Wealth in 10 years time. Do that for me today, guys. Please subscribe, get the budgeting spreadsheet from my last video, and like and comment one of your goals so that you can increase your chances of achieving it. Be the 3% that earns 10 times more than the 97%, and also become part of this journey with me. Thank you so much.